Welcome back, everyone. In this video, we are going to do sensitivity analysis of the valuation. So first and foremost, let's rename this file. The file name will be 26.finmod Britannia sensitivity analysis. I come to this cell, which is cell number H43, and I'm going to link this cell with the equity value per share. So basically, this will be E53, and I press enter. I press Control 1. I go to this number section, come to custom, and select everything over here, which is under type, and I double quotes and write equity value and end the double quotes. So you can see the sample which should be visible for you as well, which is equity value. I press OK and it gives me hash because the column width is smaller than how much the area it wants to have. First of all, I press Control 1, change this to heading 4, and then I press Alt H O I, and here we have, which is equity value of this particular company. So this will be visible as equity value, but remember, this is actually Excel understand that this is a number. We will use terminal growth rate in the columns, basically the row for 43. And in this cell, which is cell number L43, we are going to have the actual growth rate. So let me link first of all, get the actual growth rate which we have used while calculating the value of the company, which is E38. This is coming from the terminal growth rate. I select this array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I change the cell style to percentage. I select this, come here, which is cell I42, and everything up to cell number O42. I change the cell style to heading 4. I press Control 1. I go to alignment. I select this drop down under horizontal and select center across selection. And I press OK. After this, I go to this view and I uncheck this grid lines. So here we have the terminal growth rate. Now we are going to write hard code this 5%. This is going to be 4.5%, and this is going to be 4%. This is going to be 5.5, 6, and 6.5%. Now we come back to this particular column, which is column number G, and we come to cell number H47, and here I am going to link the WAC data, which is E39. I copy this and I paste special as values and number format, which is this one, and I press OK. So here we have the WAC. Now after this, I select this array, which is from cell number H44 to H51. I change the cell style to percentage new. I come to this cell, I hard code 8.5. This is going to be 8. This is going to be 7.5. Subsequently, I use this cell, which is going to be 9, 9.5, 10, 10.5, and 11. Okay. So the original number which has been used is actually in this cell. I can just hard code that this is going to be acting as WAC for us. And I change the cell style to heading 4. So for us, this is cell number G48. I go once again to home and use this right indentation, align right, and I press it OK. I zoom out. So what do we have? We have this WAC in placed, and then we have the terminal growth rate in these cells. I select these array, which is all the WAC variables. I change the cell style to input. I select this array, which is I43 to O43, and change the cell style to input. So basically, you can change the data if you want. Now, I select this array, which is from H43 up to O52. So basically, I'm selecting the table. Now, where do I go? I go to data. I come to what if analysis. and I select this data table. Now, the moment I press this data table, it asks me what is your row input. So basically in row we have terminal growth rate, and where do we have this growth rate? Actually, this is in cell number E38. So I just press this E38. Then we have column input, which is WAC, weighted average cost of capital. So I select this where we have original WAC reference, which is basically E39. So after that, I press OK. The moment I press OK, all these cells are going to fill with the right values in this case. So this is how it is going to get presented to us. Now I select this array and I go to conditional formatting and select color scales, and I select the color scales of my choice. I am selecting this blue and white color shade. Now here we have the color shade or sensitivity analysis of our company. Now the next step is we are also going to copy this segment and get this into our model summary sheet, which we are going to create in input and calculation sheet. I come to row number 5. I press Ctrl D in cell number F5, and then I select the array, which is G5 up to P5. I change the cell style to header. I come to cell number G5. I write model summary. And after that, I select the array. Once again, I press Ctrl 1. I select the horizontal, which is center across the selection. I press OK, and here we have the model summary. I go to view. I click this grid lines, and the grid lines disappear for us. I zoom out a bit, so making it somewhere to 130 or let's say 120 for us. So this is how the model summary is going to be looking like for us. Now, next step would be we go to the DCF section. We select this table basically, which includes in my selection not only the table, but it also includes the row and column headers, which is terminal growth and WAC. I copy this. I press Ctrl C. I come to input and calculation, and I carefully use my right click of my mouse, and I select this paste special. And you need to go to this other paste options and carefully select this as linked pictures. So I repeat, we are pasting this table as linked picture. Why linked picture? Because if any changes happens in our original file, those changes will also get reflected here. So this is how the table is going to get presented. Let me show you how it is going to work around. So let us say that if I change anything, so let's say if I change this to 3%, if I go back to input and calculation, you can see the changes which is happening here as well, which is 3%. So I go back, come back and keep it as it was before. So this is where we are, 4%. Looking at input and calculation, here we have this terminal growth rate. So this becomes a picture for us. I go to picture format. I select a border, or again, you can select anything of your choice. If you want to have any kind of a frame or something, it's your choice. You can take it up. So I'm keeping this as in some color. So this is what I have selected. And this marks the completion of our sensitivity analysis. I hope you are clear with the concepts. If you have any question, make sure to drop that in comment box. Thank you for watching the video.